and get your day is going to get better, honey, once your perception gets better. Yes, your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. Now, I have to write my goals out this morning. I didn't do them last night. Normally, I write my goals out at nighttime, but I didn't do them last night, so I'm gonna do them right now. And I had got a download for me to come on to YouTube, okay? And so, majority of the time I'm listening to when my intuition is speaking to me, okay? Let me see, April. And I hope you guys are writing goals down or something. Is I always say this, is either you working towards your goals or you working towards someone else's goals. And the importance is, honey, you came here to win. You came here to prosper. You came here to experience the best of the best, okay? And to learn along the way and to manipulate energy. And right now, I'm listening to Reverend Knight. I'm so happy and grateful for that. All right, I wanted to come on here to talk about the people that you are attracting in your life. And this video is really inspired because someone had sent me, well, they wrote that their friends been pretty much, I guess, like um doing them dirty at their job, at their workplace. Okay, I'm so happy and grateful. Now, okay. Now, one of the things you have to understand and get, and I always say this, and I use this in my life as well. You have to ask yourself, how are you attracting people, right? What's going on with you vibrational wise that's allowing you to attract the certain types of individuals that you are attracting? Now, you may say, Dina, these people just come in my life. No, 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 no. That's not how the universe works, okay? People just don't come in your life. People don't come in your life. They have to be on the same exact frequency as you in order for them to come in your life. So if you some pretty weird girl, PC baby, if you let me see. If you don't like who's coming into your life, okay, then you have to change who you are. Okay? You have to be willing to change who you are. You have to be willing to look at yourself and say, how am I showing up? Because if you don't know how you showing up, then guess what? You're going to be showing up each and any old type of way, and people just gonna be coming in your life, and you're gonna be saying, where did these people come from? Well, it all starts from your mind. What you got going on in your mind, my love? Self-love. Affirm. Do you affirm yourself? Huh? Do you affirm yourself? See, if you're not willing to do something different, then your life is not going to be different. It's just not going to be different. Let me see, parenting and career, 15 shorts, too long, and then study. And okay, career, finances, budget, Um, friends book. There. So let me see what time it is. Okay, I got like 9 minutes. All right. So if you really want your life to change, one of the things we have to be willing to do is take accountability, okay, and responsibility. We have to be willing to take accountability. Now, I remember when I was working on this job, and it was two girls that I was friends with, okay, on this job. Now, one of them I started seeing that she would lie. Okay. And honey, how did I attract her? Well, I was lying. Okay. I was lying to myself. Okay. About numerous things. Whether I was saying, oh, this guy's going to change, or, the relationship is going to be better, when it was an indication that it wasn't going to get better. So I was lying in that aspect. And, when people come in our lives, they just reflect to us exactly how we showing up. Okay. So I was lying about stuff like that. So it was no wonder that I attracted this girl who I said was my friend, and she was a liar. Okay. Because at that time I was a liar. Now, once I started realizing, oh my goodness, she is such a liar, right? It was a few things that she would say that just was lies. And I remember me and her had stopped talking. I don't remember the gist of it, like why me and her stopped talking. But the other girl who I was friends with, now we both had a mutual friend. All three of us worked at the same exact job. And so the girl who we both was friends with, I remember we was cool, but the girl who I said was a liar, was a compulsive liar. She was friends with the girl who I was friends with. They was friends longer than me. Like they knew each other longer than I knew them. And I remember I started doing, honey, so great. I would, I remember me and a girl who was friends, right? We went to the mall together. And I remember I had purchased her something because I went shopping or whatever. It was like that. And I had got her something just so, I guess like she could pick me to be, a more better friend or whatever. It was like that. Honey, let me tell you something. First of all, you should not be buying people. Okay. If you feel like you have to buy people in order for people to like you, oh honey, then they not your friend. Okay. And if you and this is what I tell my children, right? Like if you gotta do certain things just for people to like you, then that means that you don't accept yourself. Because if you accept yourself, why do you feel like you have to do all these extra things just so people could come into your life or just so people could stay in your life? You have to be willing to love you so much that you don't give a damn who shows up. You don't give a damn if they leave. Okay. Now, I'm not saying to go out and just do, just be like this mean, vicious person. I'm not saying it. But what I am saying is you better love yourself enough to know that you deserve the best of the best. Okay? You deserve the best of the best. And I also recommend that you guys get this book. Okay? If you having some issues with friends or whatever it is, I recommend you get this book. Now, I've read some of this book right on my dresser. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Okay? How to Win Friends and Influence People. The only book you need to lead you to success. Everybody is showing up based upon your perception of yourself. Okay? Now, yesterday I had did a brief story on this. I was at the mall, and when I came out of the mall, I was waiting for the train. And it was these two women. I don't know if they were sisters or whatever. I believe they were sisters or, some type of family. And I was standing there waiting for the train. And one of the sisters, she was telling her sister, I think they were sisters, She told her sister, she was saying about her husband, okay, and she was saying that, you know, how her husband never compliments her, how she want her husband, you know, I guess pretty much to acknowledge her, you know, about the things that she do in a home. And she also said that she one of her issues is that she be looking for love. So she started, I guess, dating this other guy. Um she started dating this other guy, and this other guy, she said, "Oh, this he's so sweet. Oh my goodness. Every time like we see each other, we just, you know, just be staring at each other. And people know when I'm talking to him over the phone, like they can just tell because, you know, how I get and all this other stuff." And a part of me wanted to recommend this book to her so bad. It's called The Mastery of Love. And my intuition, it did say, you know, tell her about Mastery of Love, but I didn't tell her about the book. And I guess for a few reasons. One, you know, like, dang, you listening to our conversation. And then two, because I was like, oh my goodness, after I tell her about the book, then what? Right. So I didn't tell her. And I should have told her. But one of the things I'm gonna say is this: if you are looking to receive or to attract a better relationship in your life, you have to become that better person. You have to become that better person. You have to see yourself and say, you know what, I deserve better. And then you start doing better. You have to be willing to become that person. You can't be asking someone to love you if you don't accept and love yourself. You can't be asking people to give you respect if you don't respect yourself. You can't ask them, you know, to tell you the truth if you don't tell yourself the truth. You you just won't receive it. You have to be willing to be the change that you want to see. As long as you are saying, you know, well, I want my life to change, and you're not willing to make that change, you're not willing to do something different, guess what? You're going to continuously get the same exact thing from life. Why? Because you're the same. And I also want you guys to understand this: people, they not doing any more to you than what you are doing to yourself. They're not doing any more to you than what you're doing to yourself. You may say people keep disrespecting you. Go within. Have you been disrespecting yourself? How is your self talk? Do you affirm yourself? For my goals, I always have affirmed myself. Affirm myself, hug myself. There's some of my goals. If you talking to yourself recklessly, saying how you are stupid, a failure, whatever it is that you are saying, put it this way. If you are saying things to yourself that you would not want somebody else to say to you, then why do you keep saying those things to yourself? And you may say, well, I've been conditioned to say it. It still doesn't, that doesn't excuse the fact that you're still saying it. You have to be your protector, right? Like you have to be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest hype man. You have to love you so much. Like you have to love you so much. It's like you in a relationship. People will honestly believe that you're in a relationship because the way you treat yourself. I remember a few years ago, well, actually last year, my sister, she would call me, especially on the weekends, and I'd be busy. And I remember one day she had said to me, she said, "Oh my goodness, she told her boyfriend at the time, she said, I told him that you must be got a man. you must be in a relationship because I don't really hear from you." And it wasn't that I was, I would be in the house, especially on the weekends. Oh my goodness, absolutely love it. For me, the weekends is basically my time to myself. Is me listening to some jazz music. Is me cooking the most scrumptious, delicious meal for myself. Is me just with myself, just enjoying my own company. And it feels so good. It feels really, really good to enjoy your own company. Let me tell you something. When you reach a point where as though you look forward to being alone with yourself, oh my goodness, the more you will enjoy other people's company. Because if you enjoy your company, you will enjoy other people's company. But the only way you do that is if you learn how to spend time with yourself. You gotta learn to spend time with yourself. You gotta learn to enjoy your company. Oh, how I enjoy my own company. Oh, I love it. I love it. The reason why you accept the unacceptable from these so-called friends, and you may go back and be their friend again, but the reason you do that is because you don't want to be by yourself. I remember my two oldest children, right, at school, and my oldest daughter, she would go through it with the little girls and stuff like that, and my oldest son too. And I would say, why don't y'all be by yourself? And they would tell me, who wants to be by themselves? But they didn't understand. They was just attracting a people that was like them. They was attracting people. If they didn't like their own company, guess what? You'd be around other people. Other people, they're not gonna like your company. You don't even like your own company. So you have to be willing to change, my love. And with that being said, honey, I gotta get in the shower. My youngest children, they should be on their way probably already. I love you guys. Keep rocking out. Keep believing in yourselves. Again, book for today is this: How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay. You have to be willing to do things that you never done before in order to have the life you never had before. And with that being said, lovelies, I catch you guys on the next one. Peace.